exciting! So you've got a movie about Easter eggs that was actually released in the week of Easter, and oh my gosh, that's another Easter egg itself. Hi guys, this is Jean from Happy Indulgence, and I'm here to tell you guys about the Ready Player One movie. I'm going to be talking a bit about the book and how it relates to the movie, and really just answering whether you should be watching it or not. I have watched it twice this week. I watched it at a preview screening and I watched it last night as well. It was just as good the second time around. Even though it's a long movie, it's about 2.5 hours, I never really felt the length of it because there's so much in there. There's so much good stuff happening. They're constantly on the move and it's just filled with excitement and adventure, and I absolutely loved it. Not really surprising because I adored the Ready Player One book when I first read it a few years ago. I'm kind of glad that I didn't read it recently because my mind would probably constantly be comparing it to the book and, you know, oh, that didn't happen, this didn't happen. And to be honest, the movie is actually a completely different species to the book. Both of them pay homage to the gaming world and the 80s games that lead to virtual reality and the games that we have today, and you know, that's a really great thing, but they change a lot from the book, and I'm actually not against the changes that they made. I actually think the movie itself was really thrilling as a standalone, but if you do pick up the book or you have just read the book and you're going to see the movie, just be aware that there's lots of changes that have been made. So what is Ready Player One about? Ready Player One is about a bunch of dedicated egg hunters living in a virtual reality world in the future, and they're trying to find a bunch of secret keys and Halliday's egg, which the creator has left for them to find in the virtual reality world called the Oasis. Only the most dedicated egg hunters, who are also called gunters, can crack the code for each of these secret keys. Once they get to the egg, then that means that they will own the Oasis, which is this virtual reality world that he's created. I think it's a really fun concept that you can really get behind, whether you are a gamer or not. It's just fun seeing how each of the challenges play out. There's 3 keys that they have to get, how they solve clues to get there. So a lot of it is looking into Halliday's past and looking at the clues that he's left people, and also just seeing them play out was just pure fun and pure adrenaline. I just really loved it, okay? A lot of the challenges have been changed from the book, and I actually don't feel too bad about it because I thought I love the challenges in the book and I love the challenges in the movie, and I mean, it is Hollywood after all, and it's a different audience that you have to cater to. The first challenge is set on a racing track and it's filled with a bunch of gunters who are, you know, racing through to get to the finish line, and if they get to the finish line then they get the key. But it's not that easy because they've got like all these like things falling on top of them. They've got Kong trying to get rid of them, and it's just really hard to get to the finish line. The car race wasn't actually in the book, but I really enjoyed seeing it on screen, even seeing it twice now. It was just really creative the way that it all played out, and I can see why it was added. Can I just say, when the movie started with like the 80s music and with Wade climbing down from the stacks, it was exactly how I pictured in my head. I mean, look at this, like this is exactly what it looked like, and I couldn't believe it because they made it so accurate as well. The movie was so much fun to watch, whether you're a gamer or not, but being a gamer myself, obviously I picked up a lot more references, and having seen the movie twice now, every time I saw it I picked up different things, and every time I noticed something like, you know, there was a StarCraft reference, there was Halo, Star Wars, there's so much of it, Minecraft. Every time I picked up a different reference, I just couldn't stop smiling because I knew that I was in the target audience for picking up these references, and it made my gamer heart so happy, and I couldn't stop smiling when I saw them pop up. And you could tell that the references weren't completely blatant as well. It could have been just a side character walking amongst Wade and the team, or it was like in the people at the bar that they were next to, or even in the weapons and the transport that they use. It was just done really smartly, and I really love that about the movie because it just makes you so happy and warm. Now, the book had a lot of 80s references, and it talked about, you know, a lot of the clothing, a lot of the music, and I actually felt like the movie didn't focus on the 80s references that much, and that was actually done really well because it did a lot more of showing rather than telling, especially when the 80s songs are used in the movie, when they use different sound effects, and they come through in the flashbacks as well. Like, Halliday is basically wearing a Space Invaders shirt, and then behind him there's a Joust poster, and that's how they paid homage to the book. In the book, obviously they played Joust, the Space Invaders was a huge part of it, but they didn't really want to show that in the movie. I didn't mind that too much because a lot of people who, you know, aren't au fait with the 80s probably wouldn't get those kind of references. They're like for uber nerds like myself. What I loved was the world of the Oasis and seeing that come to life in the movie. So basically you've got this like virtual reality world with Artemis and Parzival, who are the two main characters in the book, and H as well. You can see their avatars. It feels like a really well done CG movie because I have beef with CGI movies, especially those in 3D, and I always think that they're overdone and it's way too over the top. It blended seamlessly with the real life parts as well, and I thought that was done really well. It felt like I was honestly playing a game, like getting to know these different characters, traveling to different worlds, getting stuff from your inventory and leveling up and completing quests. Oh my gosh, it was just so much fun. I really enjoyed it. Oh, one part that was really fun as well was when the characters also like activated their superpowers. They like took stuff out of their inventory, put it on and equipped it, and you could see the powers happening as well. And that was so much fun as well. It was just a movie that made me just really happy and warm and fuzzy. One thing that I really loved as well was I love the theme of how it's kind of like the small guy fighting against an evil corporation. So you've got the IOI, which pump out these sixes, and the sixes are there to try and crack Halliday's code, and they try and do it in numbers, and they hire big teams who know everything about Halliday, and they're in there. It's basically a numbers game. And then you've got Sorrento, who is like the villain guy, and he's the head of the corporation, but he's there to try and snatch the Halliday's egg so he can control the Oasis and make more money. But then you've got Wade standing up against him. Wade and his team of, you know, dedicated gunters. So you've got Artemis, you've got Sho, and you've got Daito and H, and together they just worked really well. I kind of wish there was more scenes between them bonding and just hanging out like there was in the book, but yeah, I still didn't mind it at all. So basically Sorrento is there, and he's like this big boss baddie guy, and he was really funny. Like, he played it quite convincingly as well. Like, you just wanted to punch him in the face, and I'm pretty sure that's what you're meant to be feeling as well. So what I really liked was a diverse cast of characters just within the clan itself, but also in the wider movie as well. You've got people from different representations, and I thought that was done really well. I particularly appreciated how Artemis, she's got a birthmark along her face, and they don't try and hide that in the movie. Even though in the book it seemed to be more pronounced, I kind of wish it was more pronounced in the movie as well. But then you've got, you know, Japanese, Chinese representation as well, which was really important, and I'm pretty sure one of the characters was queer, so they either were bisexual or lesbian, and I thought that was important as well, and it was really smart just the way they showed that as well. So even though you're not a gamer, and even though you wouldn't get a lot of the gaming references, it does have some fun movie references in there as well, especially if you're seeing the movie Shining. Like, you totally know what's gonna happen, and it's sort of like a different rendition of it that you might really enjoy as well. I mean, I haven't seen the movie, but I really enjoyed how they played that scene as well. So all in all, when I think about the movie and compare it against the book, there are a lot of things that they did change, but it's still kept the heart of the book, and it still paid homage to, you know, 80s gaming, and I thought that was done really well. I love seeing the virtual reality, seeing all that play out. They missed a lot of things in the book. What made the book really great was the detailed world building. So in the movie, they chose to show it rather than tell it, and I thought those changes were really done really well. I'm here to answer the question. I've only said great things about this movie. I love the book, I love the movie. Should you be watching it? Absolutely. Even if you're not a gamer, even if you haven't read the book, even if you have no interest in virtual reality, I just think it's a really fun, adventurous and creative movie. The two people that I watched it with adored the movie as well. Just a bit of a tip, there's no Easter egg at the end of the credits, and I found out the hard way. That's the only criticism I would have about it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my movie discussion. If you did, please check out my other videos, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks guys, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.